Hi, today I'm doing my 3-minute talk on addiction and how drug addiction alters the brain. Addiction is defined as a compulsive need for the ingestion of stimulating substances without any regard for the consequences. The very first step of addiction is a modification of the reward pathway. The reward pathway is essentially responsible for the feedback of natural rewards like food, sex, and social interactions. The reward pathway starts at the ventral tegmental area and reaches the nucleus accumbens through dopamine pathways. When activities are deemed as positive, dopamine is projected from the ventral tegmental area onto the nucleus accumbens. Because the levels of dopamine projected are higher than normal, the reward pathway makes a memory that this drug is to be associated with pleasurable activities. For some people, they could ingest drugs and never become addicted, and for others, the initial increase onto the nucleus accumbens leaves them addicted for life. There are two theories on why this occurs. The first one is cognitive deficit model, which theorizes that certain people are predestined for addiction because inhibitory signals sent to the ventral tegmental area are defective, resulting in an increase of impulsive behavior like addiction. The set point model assumes that once the nucleus accumbens receives higher levels of dopamine, that dopamine at its normal levels are no longer stimulating. The chronic use of drugs modifies brain activity in the frontal cortex. The reduction of activity here leads to some of the stereotypical behavior of drug addiction, like the loss of executive function, depleted memory, increased impulsivity, and compulsive behaviors. Chronic use also alters baseline dopamine function by lowering it. Higher levels of dopamine experienced with drug use renders dopamine levels from food, sex, and social interactions as underwhelming, leaving many drug addicts to completely withgo these vital human activities. Withdrawal is difficult for a lot of reasons, but one of them is because central corticotropin releasing factor neurons are activated in the amygdala when drugs are no longer readily ingested. Central corticotropin neuropeptides regulate stress. When these neurons are activated, they lead the mind and body into a feared and distressed emotional state. Withdrawal period also means that the brain has to unlearn its conditioning, which up to this point means that pleasurable feelings are totally associated with drugs. More research on the way drug abuse alters the brain is needed so there is a better understanding of drug addiction and so that those suffering with this disease have a better way of fighting out of it. Thank you.